Not sure what's going on. I think my countdown was kind of slow there. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Friday edition of Virtual Happy Hour. Let me put that down. Yeah, I was counting down and looking and watching and waiting and hoping to start the show, and I realized that it froze, and I'm watching the countdown now on. It's behind me on. Okay, we're actually like ahead when I'm talking to you now, but when I look at the screen over here, I'm behind. So anyway. Who knows? Let's go ahead and roll this thing. Let's roll the open. It's that time again. It's time to open up the show. I don't know why. It just slowly. Let's cue the open in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, folks. Ah, yes. It's kind of slowed there, too. I don't know what's going on. Well, I do know what's going on. The internet here at the Vaughan Castle, and if you ever watched the movie Castle, which you probably have, if you're in North America, you've got no idea what I'm talking about. But it's an Australian classic. I encourage you, if you're looking for something to watch, I think it's on YouTube. I think, not 100% sure, but I believe it's on YouTube. The Castle. It's an Australian comedy, and get the humor behind the castle, because the humor of the Australian and the humor of the movie is the fact that it's really not a castle, but everybody's place is their castle. So we're coming to the office here. It's kind of a familiar set, not the prettiest set, not the worst set. We actually have two sets here. We have this one, and then we flip it. We don't flip it on this show, though. Anyway, all good. Good to see Tyler out there. Going to be interviewing him tomorrow for Talking Baseball Australia next week. If you're joining me here, you're going, what the heck's going on? What's he doing? What's he talking about? Why is he even on? Why is he wasting my time on a Friday? Because we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We began this, let's just check and see what the day is. Today, I got to add a couple days to it, so add 2 days to it. It's 48, but it's actually 148, because when we originally got this widget, we thought, we won't go more than 100 days, right? But we're 48 days plus 100, so 148 days. It's March 148 is what it is. We're actually more than that. It was March 20th when we started this thing, 21st, 22nd? 22nd, I think it was. So what's that make it? 70, March 170th. We always start the show off. We go via, not via satellite, but I guess it's sort of satellite. It's to the town of Elkhart, actually Dunlap, Indiana. It's not really Elkhart, it's Dunlap. Mom is joining us here. Mom, you are tipping one back there. Good evening, good afternoon, happy Friday to you. Howdy, Mom. What's going on?
Oh, not much, except I haven't talked in about 3 hours, so I'm like, okay, my voice has lost its tune here. I've been absolutely useless, but hey, every now and then I have to be useless, right?
No, it's what we all have to do. But and I was actually kind of stopped myself there. With somebody joining us for the first time, we do this because we're bored, and I need to practice sort of talking off the top of my head, which is what I usually do. And this is just kind of, if I can sort of carry this little, whatever this thing is, sort of along and kind of kill some time, then I feel like it's good exercise for me work-wise. And also it keeps us busy. So yes, that's what we're doing here. But yeah, a crazy day. I know, and I'm going to get the chat up here in a moment. It'll catch up to us here in just a moment on the screen. But boy, we got a little bad news. We got a little bad news today, didn't we, from the fam?
Yeah, we got good and bad.
Well, we got cool. They're actually got two really good things, but and we always want to praise and have praise for those good things, and we're praising for my sister's award and for Caroline's internship. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But the negative, boy, looks like China's now outscoring the U.S. 72-0 because another one bites the dust. My nephew Maxwell, who's a senior to be, not going to be playing football this fall. That just blows, and blows. Awful, Mom.
Yeah. I text him and told him, I was thinking of him. He texted me right back and said, "Yeah, it sucks," but and then I texted him back and said, "What about club soccer?" I didn't know if he was still playing club soccer or not. And he said, "Yes, they are. We are." So that'll give if they're getting to do that, that will give him something to do.
Sure.
But I know he was really looking
Yeah,
forward to
but
football.
it's weird. But it's weird that you say. I mean, I know that's club soccer, and I know it's great to have club soccer, but it's soccer. I
Yeah.
mean, I know it's. I mean, I guess, and the reason I say that's because I was actually watching a video of our trip to Penn State in 2017, and the long and the short of it was a Twitter feed. Paul Morgan, my broadcast partner in Australia, put up a video of a Penn State game from last fall of the crowd all in white and a whiteout crowd. He said, "I can't believe it's been less than a year that you had crowds like this, stuff like this going on." And so I dug up my videos of our time at Happy Valley a couple of years ago, and I got chills. And shortly after that, I'm thinking, man, there's one of the few things that's is great as a young man, as an athlete, than running out in the field with your football teammates on a Friday night. I mean, I don't care if it's in front of 100 people at a JV game or if it's in front of 3,000 people at a small game or whatever. That's part of the whole Friday night feeling. And it sucks he will not be able to run out there. And for us, we watched Joy Mall when she was, through her high school career in the band. It was great. On our Friday nights have always been busy watching Joy, do her band thing. She was head of the band, and then we had Caroline doing the drill team, and then we had Bennett, then we had Maxwell, and then we got nothing. So
Yeah.
Sucks, man. It just it's heartbreaking, Mom.
Well, try to reach out to him. I
Oh
think
no, I am. I didn't want to get him cooled out a bit because we'll probably
I
have a
think he's
chat.
okay. Yeah. Well, you probably might ought to just take him out and do something fun with him. I don't know what that would be, but I almost texted him and told him to tune in to FaceTime, your program, but I didn't know if that would be appropriate.
Well, I'm trying to be nice and not say anything because I have some real hot opinions about this whole thing, and I'm trying to. My thing. When I spoke at that college, it was at Missouri, not University of Missouri, but University of Central Missouri, and I always mention that one of the things I try to avoid on my Twitter account and somewhat Instagram is politics, religion, and her. Although it's very hard. Religion is some great. When something great happens, you want to praise it. But what I try to do is not pigeonhole and get. It's hard, but this whole thing has got me really pretty pissed off, pretty ticked off in general, and I'll probably say some things that would be not good. And who knows? I may have spies on my front porch, so I'm not careful. So I don't know why the chats are coming up, but a couple things. First off, Mom, question being asked. Kevin's asking, spill the beans, Mom. What you swilling? What are you drinking there, Mom?
It's a French red blend from my wine.
French red blend. Yeah. How about that?
I can't read the label. It's in French, so there you go. But it's a cheap one. It's not pricey. So don't get yeah. I'm about ready for it to swig the whole bottle down at this point. My day started out with good news from my daughter, and then the next news I was sharing and was Maxwell, and then I get good news from Caroline. So it's like a seesaw. So I'm trying to take in. Here's the point: there's life after what our current situation is in most cases. So and my point in life, I look back and there were those crises that you kids had, and it was like very devastating. But do we really remember those things right now?
No, but I will say this, and I had I had the same feeling I had when Caroline had to come home from Rome in March.
Oh yeah, because,
I did too. And forget the part that we were going to go visit her. That's a whole other story. Mm-hmm. But the fact that she was really thriving there, she was chance to see Europe. She was doing things in her life as a young woman she'd never done before. Making new mates, traveling, crossing borders, going to see London, doing things, that growing up, and all of a sudden the carpet was pulled out from underneath her.
Yeah.
And for me, it's, I can't tell you a lot about what I can't tell you every game I played growing up, but I can tell you this: there's a couple things in my life as a man that stand out to me. One of which is when I accepted Christ as my Lord and Savior and got baptized. I remember that very vividly. Number two, I remember my experiences playing football with my mates on Friday night. I remember the way the days were at school. I remember those experiences, the joys of that. I remember that, and I remember a lot of my fraternity initiation as well, and how important that was to me. And there was some broadcast moments as well that I'll throw in there. But by and large, when I think back on the life's journey, I'm thankful for the fact that I got to play Friday night, that I got to work at a radio station here and there, little journeys like that. And I just hate to see the Carolines and the Maxwells of the world and everybody, all of us. I mean, this season, I was robbed of a season, and as an old guy, I mean, there's not, I don't know how many more seasons I got left. I don't get this season back. And there was, my friend Alex Boshears finally got signed by Sioux Falls, but I felt for him. He was trying to get a gig to pitch, and he finally got it. And there's guys that are their career. I guess the thing is that this affects everybody, and I don't. It wasn't like that initially. Initially, it was all first responders and doctors and all that, but it's affected everybody. I mean, our home, our livelihood, my wife, everything. Everybody's life's affected by this. But I just hate to see the kids in Maxwell and Caroline in particular get robbed of those experiences that I got to have back in the day, because they're going to look back when they're old and wish they had that experience, and I hate that for them. But anyway, yeah, kind of being a downer, but I don't know why the chat's not coming up. Let's see what else to ask here. Kevin says, Minnesota Union, we call our rooms domestic gulags. Very funny. Let's see here. Connie says, hi. I don't know why the chat's not coming up, but why don't we joining us in a moment? By the way, today, and I did get a chance to preview this. I don't want you. What are you doing, babe? Stop.
They were uneven.
Okay, stop. Please stop that, because the lights were good. Stop.
I am putting them back up.
My wife's cleaning my room as we're broadcasting.
Cleaning. I was trying to help you.
What I was going to do, when we're going to preview the show, Mom, today, we were trying. The wife's job was to, and she didn't do it. She made them already. She didn't even follow the rules. I wanted to
make another batch.
I wanted you to film what you were doing.
I'll make another batch.
We made skinny margaritas, which I didn't know that was possible to do, and I'm not convinced.
Have you tasted it?
I'm not completely sold on the skinny margarita, but she actually pulled off. It looks like on paper a very pretty thing she did, Mom. Look at that.
Yeah, I've had skinny margaritas.
I need a little salt on the edge. About that salt.
Kiss Brian.
There's that salt on the edge, though.
I don't know how to do that.
But we had that. I bought that the other day at the liquor store. Not bad.
What makes it skinny?
That's good. It's just tequila.
What makes it skinny is my mom asking, Gina. What makes it skinny?
There's not a lot of sugar in the margarita mix.
There's not a lot of sugar in the margarita mix. It's actually more sour than sweet, but it's pretty good. What do you think?
Well, Jose Cuervo margarita.
It's a Jose Cuervo skinny margarita mix. She says. With what is it called?
Well, it's Milagro.
Milagro is some such.
It's a brand. Milagro is a brand. Are you there? I lost you.
Pretty good.
I will tell you if can you hear me? Because I've lost you. Can you hear me? Okay. I prefer no extra of anything. I prefer lime juice and tequila and maybe orange liqueur, which would have a little bit of sugar. That's what I prefer. And so that's pretty darn near skinny. I don't like really sweet drinks unless I'm having a dessert or something. So yeah. Anyway, well, I'm going to get off and get on the other side.
All right. Well,
should I text Maxwell to get on?
I'll call him later. It's okay. He's probably busy with his mates. He'll be all right. He'd have to. He's fine. I'll check on him a bit later.
Okay.
All good.
All righty.
All right. Love you, Mom. See you later. There we go. Mom up in Indiana joins us every show at least when she's got let's see, limeade and tequila is the best according to the wife. I don't know why the chat's finally coming up here. It's a little behind here, but yes, she said earlier, start margaritas. We want to do that. She's going to do that when she's ready to start making a batch. I want to see what she's doing, but we were we had this experience in the liquor store last Saturday. I mentioned the crowd was a zoo, and that's one business. And that now, as bad as things are for most of us, the liquor folks are doing pretty good. I mean, they're doing pretty good. Most folks have to party at home and do that. So let's see. Oh, here we go. Chat's come. The mix only has 10 calories. Good. Look at that. Yeah, Kevin, that was Jose Sermo, Jose Cuervo. I may have slipped for a moment. I almost did, probably. You may have very much did. Yeah, I may have done. Let's see here. Connie says that her Dallas connections here at the lake. Oh, you're at the lake up there in Indiana. Cool. Yeah, I love Jose Sermo. Matter of fact, I need to. I've been praying for him. I need to send some donation to his brother, his cousin, who passed away, and help for his services. But anyway, yeah, good guy. Anyway, we were at the liquor store realizing that business is doing well. And I think for a lot of reasons. A, you got to party at home. B, everybody's eating it. I mean, the big thing is here at our house, we're eating at home dang near, well, we'll go out tomorrow night. We went out last Friday. We'll go out tomorrow night to Fernando's probably. And but we pretty much plan our meals out. One reason, because I'm a fat kid. Number two, just because we got to kind of, it was so blooming hot for a while there too. Going to a patio didn't really make much sense. But we have it's starting to get a little milder, and I say milder. It was 95 or 94 today, 93 right now, and that's. We're almost the point we can go back, and we almost did today. We go back downstairs, go out the patio, but still, it's the hottest part of the day right now, and we're probably still maybe a couple of weeks away. Let's see here. Hold on, let me get this up here. Yes, I did meet. Yes, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I met that. Yes, Connie, I do remember meeting them. Good people. Yes, I do. Lots of stressed out liquor store managers right now, I heard. I'm sure you have heard, my friend. I'm sure you have. Mom says her wine club guru says her wine sales are off the chart. I think so too. Again, I think a lot of it's because people want to do the thing at home. I got an email from one of the places we love, El Phoenix, and it's usually one of our church Sunday rotations. But the thing is, El Phoenix, it's almost like it's Tex-Mex comfort food. And we love going to this place. Unfortunately, there's no patio there. So it's a little older crowd usually, but we love El Phoenix. But El Phoenix sent an email out saying, no, don't forget you can get margaritas to go. So they're selling big gallon jugs of Ritas to go. And you can go get your Rita to go. And I saw several places are doing that. But get you a bucket of swirls to go, I guess. So, but yeah, it's definitely one of the business. And we were in the liquor store the other day, all the mixes, and we thought, you know what? Because GM does make margaritas here, and I do like a good Rita now and then. Usually sugar drinks don't sit well with my stomach, just for whatever reason. I mean, I can't rum and Coke, but certain sweet drinks I'm able to drink. We found in Belize, the Creole Colada is one I love. It's a special colada. It's got rum raisins in it and all this. It's really good stuff. But by and large, I'm not usually a sweet drink guy. Most of the time, whiskey and water, a good whiskey and water. That's what I usually am. But the margarita has developed a pretty big place in our house, and GM usually makes them with the Sprite or not the Sprite, with the limeade. But I thought, you know what? Let's try to make some skinny margaritas. So we're doing that. So that's what we're doing here. So that's why we're just seeing if they are a drink up, boss. I'm not going to head freeze. And I was worried that they would not turn out, because I love the frozen Rita. I'm not a big rocks guy. I mean, I'm more of a frozen Rita guy, although I used to love shots. But it turned out great. A little more sour than sweet, but I think that's probably okay with me. Let's see what else we got here. Had the hibiscus martini at Artisan last night. Oh, but that's really good. Oh, that'd be really good. Hibiscus martini. Do we have hibiscus flowers in the backyard? I think I do. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? What's going on? Glad you're along here in Virtual Happy Hour. as I mentioned, the good news is our youngest got an internship. We're excited for her at a theater group here in Dallas. We're excited about that. Great show last night on Talking Baseball Australia. That's a lot to digest there, but if you are in Australia watching that, watching right now, good morning to you. And check that out on our Facebook page as well. Paul Morgan and I took poor Caroline, though. She ordered her school books, and this is kind of cool. I wish this would have been the case when I was in school, because we had to go bargain hunt shopping for our books. At Texas Tech, you've got a couple big bookstores there right by campus. Every college town's like this. And you'd buy the new book, the new history book might cost you $50. Buy a used copy, it might cost you $30. And if you buy them now online and get them delivered to your dorm, it might cost you less than that. Well, she ordered all of her books online. Only problem was she accidentally sent them all to the house. We had to make a run this afternoon. And about 2:30, 2:40, actually, but we left here at 2:36, and we got there at 2:52. So it was like 15 minute hour or so. We got back at 3:30, a couple errands, and we'd have waited to go at 4. We'd have been screwed because the traffic would have been a mess, but we got it all good. Let's see here. Okay, I asked Connie how her mom's surgery went today. And how did your mom's surgery go? And Connie says, still in surgery, still long. Wow. Well, thoughts and prayers for you and your family and your mom, too, as well. Connie didn't know about that. Wow. But, exciting news. Caroline got the internship, and we took her books to her, so she's all good. So it was a bit of a good news today. Anyway, I haven't really looked at the news today per se. They turned the Rangers were doing what they do around here, which is basically stink. Got grand slammed again for the 4th night in a row. Congratulations. That's never happened in baseball. It's a dubious honor that only the Rangers could dubiously grab. But the Dallas Stars hockey team, which when I grew up here, there was a minor league team, but the Stars were in the Stanley Cup playoffs playing Calgary. And when the game had no more been on, they were trailing 1-0. By the time I got done with Talking Baseball Australia and kind of cleaned up the area and download the show and all that stuff I got to do afterwards, and we head downstairs, had my dinner. They were down 3-1 in the first intermission. I'm like, 3-1, that doesn't even show up, and they were getting blasted all over Twitter last night. Just really thrown to the bus, blasted how bad they started. And then here comes the second period, and lo and behold, by the time I had finished my dinner and flipped over from what we were watching to that, it was 4-3 and then 5-3. And they scored 7 unanswered goals over the course of the next 2 and 3 periods and won 7-3 last night. So all good. By the way, Ryan, would you take a nap? Let's see here. Mom said hibiscus. GM says hibiscus taste. Yes, we do have plants. Ryan, I need to find a way, because I'm having a problem with my schedule. I'm able to catch the 6 o'clock or the 6:30 show all the time. I watch that usually on replay, once in a while live, but I catch myself missing the dadgum daytime show, your 11 to 1 show, which I love. By the way, I'm going to brag about this guy. If you're obviously if you're a Texas Tech fan, you want to follow his show on 1340 out in Lubbock. But he's got really good insight into cultural sports as well, and things like the Big Ten and just things of that nature. It's really good stuff. And I've actually set aside my daily time to try to squeeze some of the show in. And even though I'm a ticket head here in Dallas, I took a 1340 there in Lubbock, listen to Ryan's show. But took a nap, buddy? Well, you were out with actually a real football scrimmage. That's why. Let's see here. Maxwell just texted me that soccer will be a diversion. From what? Soccer's a diversion, all right. I'm just kidding. No, poor guy. I mean, again, like I said earlier, Mom, coming out of that that locker room, even no matter what size school it is, whether it be the largest school in the world or the smallest 6-man school, putting your pads on, coming out with your mates, having the band play, the fans, the lights, all that adrenaline, that you'll never replace that in life. I've never found a way. The closest I can come to telling you that, there's a little bit of a feeling I get as I hear the intro music on a broadcast on the radio. It's a big game, perhaps. I'll get a little bit juiced up. I will share that. My wife will join me in just a moment. That's the closest I can. But not every broadcast is like that. But I get a little feeling. The intro's playing. We're playing maybe Cleburne or St. Paul, and the intro's coming on. And that little 20 seconds for the intro, in that 20 seconds I get in the broadcast, I have that same feeling when you run out with your teammates under the goalpost on a Friday night. And that's the thing. You don't get that in soccer. I mean, I guess you get it in the Premier League, maybe, I guess, but you don't get it in soccer. So I hate to see that. But anyway, Ryan says, thank you for the kind words. We know when you're available, we'll adjust the radio station schedule around. Yes, please do. Just move Dave Ramsey. I was actually move Dave Ramsey around. I don't think they'll care. But I guess my question was, I was going to message you this afternoon, Ryan, because I thought I keep missing these shows, and I catch, what'll happen is I'll do my workout, cool down, and I'll listen to you guys while I'm cooling down, and then I'll shower and I'll jump on the email, and by the time I turn it back on again, it's a quarter till the top of the hour, and I catch the last 15 minutes or whatever. Or I get in the office. I've been gone. I get in the office at 1. I just missed it. And I was going to message you and find out, is there a way I can – they archive those shows for later in the day. I know sometimes they do, some they don't. I know – I just need to make myself more available, buddy. That's all I got to do. But good stuff. Your show's good. And as a radio guy, which, again, I didn't know – and there's another thing. I didn't know yesterday – and I've worked in radio my entire life since I've known Ryan. I mean, since I did my shift in Sulphur Springs – as a senior in high school, doing it Dixie FM on a Saturday, driving up there and getting like $5 a day, reading the color radar. I was so excited to have color radar. Didn't know how the hell to operate it, but put the top of the hour news on, playing Simply Red, Holding Back the Years, or whatever it was that was big that summer. But I didn't know it was National Radio Day yesterday until late in the day. I'm thinking, I've been in this business my whole life. And all of a sudden, there's a day I didn't know about. I mean, what the heck? So anyway, let's bring the wife on. Wife Cam, I know she's probably waiting in the wings with just so excited. She did a very good job with the margarita. Let's check her pulse of her nation down there, down in the lower parts of the house. Honey, you're behind a light there. You're behind a light there or something.
The pulse of the nation down here. I'm watching the news. The news is talking about. It was basically kids on TCU's campus and kids on SMU campus and what they have to do to stay safe because kids are stupid sometimes.
You think? But we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
We went to the University of Dallas today, and we weren't. I want to say it was a ghost town, but it was Friday, 3:00. I thought there'd be more kids on campus and we've been there enough times. I thought there'd be more campus activity, but it seemed like the kids were like we're either hiding or headed for the hills or we're in Deep Ellum or somewhere. They sure as heck weren't on campus.
Yeah, it makes me wonder about how many kids chose to stay home and do remote. I don't know. I just got an email today from a parent who said his son was going to stay remote for a while. Even though we're going remote the first 2 weeks, he was going to stay. Both of his parents are doctors. And one has a immune system issue. And because of the threat to one of the parents, the boy's going to stay home. And I was just like, and Joy actually texted me. She had 3 of her students email her tech, new incoming freshmen, ask if they could do the class when her class is supposed to be meeting in person. One of them said that her class was the only one that was meeting in person and he didn't want to move to Lubbock for one class when he, that's a lot of money for a family to put out, for one class.
I would love to move to Lubbock for one
that
class.
Was your life. That was your life all the time.
I was in Lubbock for one class. It was called number 16 Greek Circle and KMAC and KTXT and Hale Center Owl football. That was my class.
Well, and so then she had a couple of other ones with COVID concerns. And I said, okay, first of all, Joy, you need to remember as a teacher that you are all human beings first. You know, you're a teacher second, he's a student second. You've got to treat this person as a human being like how you want to be treated. I said, remember how your yoga teacher didn't give you much flexibility. Don't be that person. You know, you need to be able to empathize with your kids or who are in a bind. And she was like, absolutely, so I said, please reach out to those kids and tell them to that you'll do your best. That you understand and it may not be the same for them, but you'll do your best to help them. She's already set up some virtual writing conferences, which I think will help those kids anyway, but that's another story. But anyway, I was just sort of watching the news with what was going on at TCU and SMU and sort of prepping dinner stuff and going to make another batch of margaritas, but you gotta throw down the first one I made you.
Well, I just put the news on I just put the local, now the local's gone to national. It's Biden's interview. I didn't know he did interviews. Did he do interviews? I didn't know this. He's got a nice tie on, but I didn't know he did. I didn't know he's doing interviews. He's doing an interview apparently. Apparently they're doing one interview today and that's it. He's going to hiding again. But
the guy on Channel 4
did I just get political
right now I love his tie.
Who?
The guy on Channel 4 doing the weather right now, Alberto Romero. I like his tie.
See, I don't watch 4. Yeah, that's a nice tie, but I don't watch 4 very often. Tropical depressions. Yeah, I'm a WFA guy myself, but you watch Dale Fox 4.
No, that's 5. Dale Hansen's 5, right?
No, that's Channel 8. It's WFAA. I'm WFAA here. I'm Fox 4 in Kansas City. Is what I like in Kansas City. I like Fox 4 in Kansas City and WFAA here. Yeah, Dale is Channel 8, WFAA. You're right.
Okay. Yeah, I would say we usually watch Channel 8.
We split back and forth. We go back and forth. We watch them all. But
sometimes I watch NBC 5.
Brother Dean, good to see you, brother. We were just talking about Simicai earlier. So they have a new house over at ET or Commerce as well. That's cool. Your thoughts, because you teach in the same, or you work in the same the school, a conference rival of Substation, where Maxwell.
I'm
hey, Jeff, at a similar time.
First of all, the whole school communities, both Cistercian, St. Mark's, any of the SPC schools, like this affects homecoming. It affects kids. I don't know. It breaks my heart. It's rough. They had to have made the decision based on something compelling. So you have to defer to what they say. But, I'm watching other kids, play club soccer, I'm not watching them play on Facebook, but I'm watching parents post about kids playing. And other schools and other places, and granted it's early and who knows what's going to happen, but it's just, man, I mean, I don't know. I don't want anybody to get sick. I don't want communities to be affected. But at the same time, I feel badly for the guys who are waiting for their senior year because they want to play in college. What's going to happen to those kids?
I think you're still going to get, I mean, if you're a prospect, you're still going to get your opportunity. And let me put it this way, as a baseball guy, there may be some kids who get kids who get missed on a normal year, they get missed anyway. I mean, they slip into the cracks. There are going to be some kids that will be affected who maybe have a great senior year and jump from being a fringe prospect to a Division I top-notch prospect. That's going to happen. But I still think for the most part, now not 100%, but for the most part, you're going to have your kids that are prospects, the ones that are going to have a chance to play the next level. They're going to still get that chance. I saw a commitment. One of the kids, and I forget what the school, I think it's All Saints over in Fort Worth. The kid already committed offensive tackle and committed to somebody. I forget who, but you're going to still get that opportunity.
I hope so.
but again, it's not a perfect science. I mean, even in a normal year, kids into the cracks all the time. I mean, the Gary South Sherrill Cats, where I worked for over 5 years, Greg Taggart made a living off kids that didn't get a fair go and were skipped over by big programs or maybe played at a small school or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of that out there. Baseball's a little different, but football, there's a lot of kids that do slip through the cracks, and there'll be more this year. But your studs, your ones that are stars, they're still not going to. Their pecking order won't change much because no one's playing. That's not going to. What I think, and what I keep saying is, and again, yes, playing soccer is cool, but running out on a Friday night with your mates, hitting the pads, and for everybody, it would be the drill team, cheerleaders, student body, sitting with your friends on a Friday night, sitting there watching your team, your schoolmates. There's a certain bond that goes on, and you don't get that. You're not going to get that. That's the thing that's the thing. By the way, I'm going to let Kevin join us too while you're there. Kevin, what are you wearing there? You wearing a Cedar Rapids Colonels cap there, bud?
Yeah, there's a reason for that. Lost in all the political news, there was a pretty devastating storm that swept through central Iowa and did a ton of damage, and Cedar Rapids is one of the hardest hit areas. So just kind of sporting the Colonels hat, showing my support for the fine folks down there.
Yeah, I love that town. I spent many a night in the booth of the old ballpark, and I think I've told you this before. One of my favorite concessions items was the old brat burger they had there. They had a brat burger. It was phenomenal.
I thought you
back
said
in the day.
rotten burger.
No, brat burger. And they got a new ballpark there. As a matter of fact, I'll even tie this to for you Australian folks watching, I'll tie this back to Australia. Perth Heat's former manager and now current pitching coach, former pitching coach, former manager, and also member of the Team Australia staff, and a very big part of Australia's baseball development. Steve Fish was a all-star with the Cedar Rapids Colonels back in the day, former Nebraska Cornhusker, and he went from there to Cedar Rapids. The Angels were there forever, and Steve was a all-star there. But yeah, I think the Halos are still there, aren't they, or not? Are they still there?
It's a Minnesota Twins affiliate now.
Twins? Okay, that's right. I knew that. That's right. They're the Halos forever. Honey, what are you doing, by the way? What's the wife do? What are you about to make a margarita batch?
I was going to make a margarita batch. I've got all the nacho stuff out because I'm going to put those together after I make margaritas.
Well, good deal.
How much of your margarita have you had?
I'm done, sweetheart. So.
Well, drink up.
I said I'm done.
Oh, you're
over.
Done.
Finite. Yeah, finite. Kevin, you know a few folks in the liquor business, I hear. So the management board.
Oh, it's been a heck of a stretch. The thing that's going to be a factor probably now through the end of the year is aluminum supplies.
I heard that.
I cannot get any cases of cores, and cans at all.
I've also heard that some kegs are short as well. Is that true? Some aluminum kegs, they're having a hard time getting those back out and processed again?
That I don't know much about. I really don't do a ton of business with the kegs, but I do know with the cans, it's been a pretty big deal.
Bottles are better anyway.
Yeah, but people can't. But people need the cans for certain reasons. I mean, like for example, for us, our pool in our community, we got to have cans. We can't have glass. I mean, but I did notice, so Kevin, I think I mentioned this to my wife. There were several places and several stores recently where there'd be a certain brand, whether it be Coke, Sprite, whatever. They were out of cans. I mean, they're never out of cans anywhere, but they're out. I guess that makes sense. Wow. So is that going to affect the price, you think? Is that going to raise the price a little bit, or?
No, you really can't do that with beer because what I've learned is that the beer consumer is very conscious of what they are paying. If you raise even the slightest bit on a case of beer, they will notice and they will be very vocal about it.
Yeah, they will. Get that man a margarita, by the way, is what it says. Hibiscus water is amazing, Georgette says. I think I've told this story to GM before, but Kevin, when I was in Burlington, Iowa, we had to carry as I was a GM and broadcaster there, but we had to carry beer for dang near everybody, every little group of people in town, because we had a real diverse little town there. And one of the kegs we had to carry was the old style keg, and we had
I
old
drink
style.
that on Shameless.
Yes, it's a Wisconsin Chicago deal. We had to carry tall boy Coors Lights, tall boy cans of old style, but then one of our concession stands had a keg. We had like, I want to say, a 2 Bud Light or 3 Buds, maybe a. We carried everything like a beer in town. Every distributor we did business with, it was a community ballpark. We had one tap in the whole ballpark of old style. Have you ever seen an old style keg? They look like they've been hit with a sack full of nickels or more than that. They look like they've been rolled down the street like a freeway and just roll it down. It's got dents all over it. Then the Coors kegs or the Bud kegs, for example, are real shiny. They look great. The old style keg look like it's been dropped from the top of a cliff. You ever seen those things? They're all dinted up. Yeah, they're old style. You ever seen an old style keg come out?
I can't say as I have. I don't even carry old style in our store. But the only time I ever drank old style was at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a Chicago thing. And we were in Iowa, and that was a huge player. I remember they drop us off, and they were the old style distributor could have been any nicer of a fella, and his people were so nice. They had set up, a lot of times not against the Bud people, but they'd drop off their kegs and they'd stack them up for you, but they wouldn't. But they'd actually, old style guys would hook them up, and they were always going to check your lines and your one line of old style. But we had to carry, though. We had 2 groups of people. We had a group of fans, really hardcore fans, that sat down by our bullpen in left field, and they had to have old style cans. And then the guys that sat down by the grandstand, they had to have old style in a cup. And then we had Coors Light in a tall boy. We had a Bud Light. We had a Bud tall boy, not a Bud Light. And then everything else was all draft. But this is back before the boutique beers. Now you can get all kinds of crazy boutique beer at a ballpark. Not the case. But what's the big seller up there these days? What's the big summer seller?
I hate to say it, and a lot of people should be turning their man cards for this, but White Claw.
That's
Really?
a huge deal. Yeah, it's
Even
huge.
for guys?
No.
I saw when I was out in my pool workout last Saturday, and I told my wife this earlier. There was a group that came out nude, got their drink on early. They were all drinking those
There
White
were girls
Claws.
at the pool drinking those things down that day we went. The day after
That's a big player these days. I don't. Is that like a? What is it like a? I mean, what would you compare it to? Have you had one, Kevo?
Liquid garbage. I tried one because you kind of have to, and
is it like a Zima?
No, Zima has more flavor than this stuff does.
So it's literally just like
water with a hint of
LaCroix with alcohol.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I had a guy come into me. He bought like 4 12-packs of White Claw, and he had a man purse. So you tell me what the stereotype is.
Yeah, that's a different demographic for me, I'd imagine. I'm just. Hello, Max. He has White Claws, doesn't he? He's a polar bear. He has White Claw.
We've got White Paws here.
White Paws. Yeah, there you go. White Paws. Max can, but yeah.
Food. He wants to know if he can have some.
Oh well. He doesn't. He eats well. He's probably eats better than anybody. The dog in the neighborhood. All human food. So I'm going to see Don out there. Georgette out there as well. Again, the White Claw is definitely one that. Although I remember the Zima, and I'll tie Zima back into baseball. Back in the 90s, in the old Southern League, Memphis was a AA team, and they weren't AAA at the time. They played at Fairgrounds Field, but their big sponsor was Zima. And Zima, I think that's when Coors put their first brewery east of the Mississippi was in Memphis. And they made the Zima there, and they had a huge sponsorship deal with Zima. And the Memphis Chicks colors were the Zima colors, that blue, blue color scheme, and the whole ballpark was full of Zima, and that was the big thing. And I remember going there. I never heard of a Zima. I mean, I saw it on TV, but that was the only place I ever seen a ballpark serve Zima. And I just remember vividly. Every time I think of Zima, I think of the Memphis Chicks, circa 1994.
I
And
like Zimas.
ugh.
But I think
Did you like Kevin? Do you remember those? Did you like them?
what people buy today.
I think I took down a couple, but it seemed like a lot of people after a while they're using Zima mixed with stuff.
Yeah,
More of
yeah.
an actual drink
Seems
itself.
like more people buy like Smirnoff Ice or something like that these days. That's kind of Zima-like.
Right, like the Smirnoff Ice and any Mike's Hard Lemonade is in
Right,
really
yeah.
short. So if you find Smirnoff Ice or Mike's Hard Lemonade, buy up on it.
Do you sell a lot of
Yeah,
cider?
Yeah, cider's decent player too of Reds
I love
and
cider. Do they make any ciders that are low in calorie? Like cider lights?
I don't think I've ran across that yet. They very well might, but I guess I don't know.
I put my
But
vote in for a cider light. I would like a cider light.
you love those in Australia.
Regular that you got cider light. Simple solution: drink half a cider, cider light.
That's no. I don't want half of it. I want more than one.
Hey, Kevin, when I make my smoothies in the morning, the juices I like to put as a base, I used to use a whole one, and I actually use a half one to make it lighter. So yeah, it's a great theory. Just use a cider light. Just drink half of one. Except those days you really want to knock one out, then I guess you're screwed. But I like that cider light. That's good. That's good.
No.
Very good. Very good. Kevin, any exciting plans for the weekend, buddy?
This is the last weekend where there's a little bit of a lull. There's state amateur baseball tournament has started, but with the crowd restrictions, the towns that are in the games have pretty much bought up all the tickets. So I'd have to drive an hour plus and not be guaranteed to be able to go. So I think I'm going to just lay low this weekend and get ready for the stretch run of the American Association.
Should be a fun finish. I mean, I went through the schedule for the Wednesday. I didn't go in depth at it Wednesday, but I looked at it a little bit. And at the time, there was 21 games left, and there's some really interesting stretches, and it should be a good finish to the. You basically got, you got 5 teams all still in the mix. You want to count Chicago? I think Fargo's pretty much done, but everybody else still has a very legitimate shot. And like I said on Wednesday's show, for you folks that follow the American Association Baseball, what Winnipeg's doing, pretty amazing. I mean, if they somehow win the whole table and win the regular season and clinch the number 1 spot, that's pretty amazing, Kevin, because the game's not set up that way for them to be that successful. Even a 60-game season, that's hard.
No, it's going to be a tough stretch for them with 3 more in Milwaukee. They got to visit to St. Paul yet. They're going to be on the road. They're not going to be in the hub home.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know how I feel about that. My thoughts on that are, it doesn't feel the same, even though these are American Association teams, and like you'll have the Winnipeg jersey or the St. Paul's jersey or whatever. But it's a weird amalgamation of a whole bunch of teams. Like you've got some Railroaders on some of them and T-Bones on some of them.
But
and like it doesn't feel the same. If they win a championship, I want to call BS because like that wouldn't have been their team.
But I told you though, like I said on Wednesday's show though, like I said I told Mike Martin this on Wednesday's show. Initially, I was kind of really bitter about the whole thing, and I'm still bitter we're not playing. Don't get me wrong, I'm very bitter about that. But there's been so much negativity that if St. Paul wins again or Winnipeg wins again or whoever wins again, it'll be the one year I'm thinking, you know what, for those folks, good on them. Good for them to have something good happen because so much crap's happened bad.
That's
now,
true.
Next year, don't kid yourself. I'll be hoping Winnipeg didn't win a game or whoever.
Well, how about those stupid freaking Astros? Like, they got to glide over the fact that they cheated.
Well, again, you would have watched Talking Baseball Australia last night. We talked about that a bit. That Major League Baseball would rather be mad at Trevor Bauer for putting
That's
different
dumb.
cleats on them. So I
I
mean,
heard.
you're,
That's
you're not
dumb.
gonna. So you're wasting. I mean, we're yes, I agree with you, but yeah, it should be a fun finish. So I mean, Kevin, I agree with you. I think it's gonna be fun, and I can make an argument. So you gonna hit the road at all? Or just check out any of these road games? Or you're gonna be staying right there in the metropolitan Twin Cities area, I guess, right?
Right. The Saints are going to have I think their last 12 games are at home, so
Yeah.
there's really no need to get out anywhere when I've got that much going on in front of me. Oh, by the way, Marty Bauer did not get hurt last night.
Yeah, I said third inning. If we pull the curtain back, Marty Bauer's been injured about every time he's umpired, and I had the third inning, but of course I didn't know he was going to move behind from the plate to the base. So if I'd known that, I might have said he survives unscathed. That poor guy's probably got every X-ray imaginable over his career. Poor guy.
I actually had the scoop on that last night because the scorecard at the ballpark had Marty doing the home plate.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
So I sent a text to Josh Buckholz saying, Josh, what inning you want to pick for Marty getting hurt tonight? Then Josh said, well, actually, Jeff Berg has the plate. So I was the one that got to tell Sean, and Sean told the PA people that the move was made. So I was like, wow, little me broke a scoop.
Yeah, you did. You did. Well, you always break the scoop. So what you guys do is phenomenal. But yeah, it's weird. I kept saying this on Wednesday, and I said it on Wednesday again, and I keep saying I want this season to be over, not because I want it to be over because I hate the season, because the sooner it gets over, the better we have to start answering questions like 2021, how's that going to work? Are we going to have a team? Are we going to play? Can we get excited about it? Can we start preparing for that? Bring us all back. The sooner we get done with this one, the sooner we get on to our next one. That's kind of usually I'm not like that. Usually I want to enjoy, the season as long as it lasts and milk it for every bit. But this year, fast forward, my friend, fast forward. So I can get to.
As much as I miss all you guys, the one thing about having a 6-team league this year was it was a lot easier for me and Rob too to get locked in and be able to cover everything and not really feel like anyone got left out. So it's been fun that way, but I'd rather have everybody back. But it has been a fun experience.
Yeah, it's been different, and it's going to be. We were going through this last night on Talking Baseball Australia. There's some major announcements coming, and some things I do know about that for you folks watching down under, I know about, and a lot of the things you've seen a lot of things being reported in the media, especially in New Zealand, are true. There's going to be some differences than it's ever been before over there, assuming that they can actually play. And then, there goes the dog again. So, it's just a weird year. And again, like you may have missed it earlier, my nephew's not playing football this fall. It's crazy year, man. Crazy year. Yeah, I love the cap, though. Yes, those folks in Iowa, thoughts and prayers for them. Are you going to fire the grill up this weekend? Surely you're going to do that, right?
Well, here, I'm going to flip the camera around. And yeah, right now she's going.
She's going, brother, going. What's on the menu tonight?
Max, look at that.
Yeah, Max, look at that. What's
garlic sausage? Garlic sausages and Mr. Baseball brats from Milwaukee.
Wow. What are those? What are Mr. Baseball brats from Milwaukee? What are those?
Well, those are officially endorsed by Bob Euchre, and it's very good taste in traditional bratwurst.
Oh my
gosh! But there's so much money from the sales goes towards some foundation that he runs over in Milwaukee.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, all right, mate. That looks good. Yeah, the back patio looks good. The grass looks good. You did a good job. The grass is green. Looks a green thumb for you.
This one's my wife's baby. As we just got our fence put in. As you can see, she put the lanterns in.
Lanterns. Those are cute.
And we got the cross.
That's nice.
Go over here.
That's so cool. Look at that. So pretty. Where did Danny go?
I'm here. You hear me?
Danny
And she
disappeared.
put this in, and then we have the American flag.
Wow.
Nice.
Looks good.
We
Looks
have
good.
fallen soldiers. And we have to unravel a little bit, but we do have our police lives matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks good. Looks good. That's a good looking fence line. They got you do a little work there. Looks good. I hadn't seen the backyard
And
before.
a
That's cool.
trampoline.
Yeah. Is that where you get
You
your
know, when
exercise?
workers spotted cow, they tend to do good work. So yeah, we do have the trampoline, which I did manage to get on for a few minutes. And then our fire pit, which
There you go.
Oh,
was
that's
personally
cool.
Minnesota Wild logo on it, if we could see it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's the backyard.
Nice.
Looks good. Looks good. My mom says liking the fence and decor
Where
too.
did Danny
So
go? Does anybody know?
I'm here. 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 I'm talking. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Do you don't hear me, sweetheart? Do you not hear
I think
me?
she put a fast one on you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Danny
I'm
did?
here. No, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I keep saying it. I am here. Kevin, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you, sweetheart. Yes. I can hear you. I'm here. I hear everything he's saying. Okay, there we go. I don't know where she went, what the deal was. Well, hey, she's got to make margaritas, so she'll have to dial back in. But all right, mate. Well, looks like you got the grill going, so I'll let you go. And and all good. And I will talk to you next week, my friend. Have a good weekend, bud.
Yeah, you too, Dan. You too, GM. We'll see you
All
Monday.
right. All right, mate. Be good. Have a good one. There he is, Kevin, up there in Minnesota, for doing the grilling out on the patio. And good to see him there. Let's try it again. WD-40 is going to check in again. And can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, I was still there. I could hear everything that was going on. You kept saying you couldn't hear me, but
Yeah, I couldn't hear. All of a sudden, your picture disappeared. I think it was on my end, not on yours.
okay. Well, I actually what happened was I put the full camera thing on, but I realized when I did that, I didn't warn you guys. So I knew if I did that, if I put the full camera up, you guys would. If I warn you, hey, it's coming, I'm going to put the full camera up. That you're going to drop off and not hear me, but see it. But I didn't warn you, and I should have. And I clicked it once, and I realized, and I was like, oh, you know what? I learned that lesson because I did to Paul a couple weeks ago. But yes,
Okay,
I am here.
Are you ready for margaritas?
Yes, hold on. Pull this down and pull this up. There we go. Let's pull your name off there. Okay, so live making the skinny margarita. This is the lovely and talented WD-40
There's
Marita
nothing
can.
to this.
Yeah, but
we're streaming this.
well, no, but I wanted it. Hey, it's content. We got to wrap the show up. Wrap the show up with a skinny margarita. What's that?
I'll show what I'm using.
Okay, there you go.
This.
It looks like so generic.
See, it says light margarita. And then, of course, my favorite brand, Milagro, and it's the Añejo, which is the pricey tequila. That's what I'm using, and it's going to go well with our
whatever that is
for the nachos. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put some ice in the blender. So I'm going to put this back up here while I get the ice. I don't know how I'm going to do this with my phone because I don't have a GoPro. So hold on.
Well, we have one up here, but we didn't turn it on today.
I know. I think that I can kind of, the way that I have my phone situated, I think that I can do it the way that I sort of staged everything. So we'll see if it works. I'm filling it all with ice. Drop the piece.
Riveting stuff. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
So I'm more ice and more ice. Okay, so I've got it kind of full of ice because I know you said you wanted it frozen. You wanted it to be like a Slurpee or something.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to add. I'm going to flip it around.
Okay.
Now I'm going to add the light margarita mix. We have another brand of it, and so next time maybe we'll figure out what you see which one we like better.
Right.
So
Right.
it says to add like 4.5 ounces. I don't know how much that is. I'm just throwing in a bunch. And then I'm going to throw tequila in to make it Lisa Jacobs worthy.
Right.
Okay. Whoops. Here we go.
Oops. There you go. You're doing good. You're doing good.
Is that
Doing
enough?
good. Yeah, I know you're doing good. You're doing good. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. Now we're going to make these things. It's going to get loud.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, we're ready.
Make sure. Okay.
How about that?
Let's see how they do. They're very.
Looks good. It looks pretty good.
They're very
ice friendly.
There we go. So I'll come up there and
all right.
I'll walk my way up there and give you some. How's that?
That sounds good. I was trying to find the. I'm going to see Bobby out there too. Yeah, I was trying to find the old video of you breaking the bottle, but I can't seem to find it.
Of tequila.
I edited it, but I don't know what I did with it. But I don't know why I can't find it. I can't even remember what I labeled it, but I remember the breaking bottle.
You're gonna get an echo here.
It's all right. It's all right. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you.
2 thumbs up.
Thank you. Oops. Well, you just put the carpet. So to clean that later. Thank you.
You'll clean it later.
It's all right. Thank you. The dog likes it. There we go. That was that's a Rita cam right there live. So I got my Rita here.
Okay, so tell me how it is. Which batch was better?
It's good. It's good. They're about equal. I think they're both pretty good.
Had slightly more tequila in it.
Okay, that may be what I'm tasting, but it's not quite. It's the first was a little more sour, but not in a major way. Trying to find. I did, and I got to do a whole search real quickly before I let you guys go because we're about out of time here. It is good. I'm trying to find. It broke the glass. You break, and let me see if break will come up.
Oh my gosh, that was so embarrassing.
Breaking news. No, it's a video, and I know I saved it. I just don't know where I put it. And I was going to use it for one of our shows. And I never used it, but no ribs. No, I got a lot. I've done so much video work that I can't seem to find.
You saying hi? You saying hi?
Kitty, hello, Kitty. How are you?
She wanted to say hello.
Don't see. Let's try one more file here, and if I can't find it, we'll have to just hoping to find it. But I could have sworn I got all kinds of things. I got all kinds of little things, but I don't have. For some reason I can't find. Let's try this. Well, she's going nuts. What's she wanting? Food?
I think she wants food, so I'm going to feed her here in a minute.
Okay. Well, all righty. Well, I guess I'll see my margarita and we'll let you go. So all good. Okay. All good. Love you. Great job. Great job, honey. Here we go. DVD-40 Rita cam right there. Margarita's made live on the air. I mean, what other show? Seriously, what other show out there will give you live margarita making on a Friday? I mean, tell me. I don't know. Anybody else can do that for you. Except this show right here. Virtual Happy Hour. Glad you're along. A couple final things here. Let's see. Tequila, Water Blanco is not aged. Reposado is 2 to 12 months of aging. Añejo is 1 to 3 years. See, I didn't know any of this. But there is a whole science to it, a whole brewmaster, I'm going to call it, to it, I guess, is the way to look at it. I don't know much more than that, but it is. I'm looking for one more place here. Give me just a second. I could have sworn maybe I put it in this file because I had it. Maybe put it here. No, this is the Ford Falcon. Uh, I somewhere in here, and I don't know where it is. Somewhere I've got the video of the time where GM basically we were on the air. It was very early on in the show. It was very early on, and she knocked off the whole bottle of tequila, but I can't seem to find it here. Looking one more place here as you guys talk amongst yourselves. Kevin says he didn't know about it. He even sells tequila. So see, I didn't know about it either. I mean, that's pretty impressive stuff, Mom. But I do know Mom had told me that before. Let's try one more place here. Gosh, that's weird. I know I labeled it tequila or breaking or drops or drop. Let's try drops. See, that'll come up. No. Glass, maybe. No. Breaks. I don't know what I labeled that as. It's driving me nuts because I saved it for it. I never used it, and all good. Well, we'll have to figure it out and find it for you guys later. But yes, it was their way of christening the show, and it was one of our early shows, and I saved it, and I cut it out. I cut it out, and I was going to play it sometime this summer when we got down the road. I just never did. I don't know why. Let's see if I've got maybe one more place. There's one more place. It might be. Let's see here. I don't see it. As I had actually had to edit it out too. I mean, I had to actually do the editing of it and all that good stuff. So I don't see it. Here we go. Found it, folks. Here we go. But it's long. It's too long to put on. It's a 7-minute video, and I don't think it'll load in there in time to play it for you guys. I don't think, but it's a 7-minute video. Let me see if it'll load. I don't know if it will. Tequila Mishaps, what's called. It's actually a longer file than I thought. I thought it was shorter, but apparently I must have edited the entire thing down to play during the show, and I actually must have edited it too long. Let me see if it'll do that. Tequila Mishaps. So I did find it, but it looks like it's going to be too long to put on there, but all good. Usually gets darker in color as it ages. They're aging some tequila and whiskey barrels. I'd heard that too. I've heard that as well. I know that. I know that tequila has got some very what's the word for it? Scientific, intricate ways they do things. So. And I've always, I know, Mom, you're up on top of that, but I know it's a pretty, okay, this thing actually may work. So give me a moment. I'm actually going to get this for you guys, it looks like. Let's see. Here's Mom's comment right there. Yeah, it was so funny you cursed. The video is actually about 7 minutes long, but I don't know how far I can get in it without you do. But yes, you did curse, and it was in our kitchen for the next 30 minutes. That smell of tequila, it smelled like a late night at Greek Circle. It was really a little rough that night. And although back in the day in college, the big thing was Jose Cuervo shots. You are a friend of mine. It's a good arena, honey. It's very good, very good. Okay, we're gonna give this thing a try here. It's about to load in, so I'm kind of trying to stall amongst yourselves so I can play this video for you guys. You're watching on replay. Glad you guys tuned along to Virtual Happy Hour here on a Friday. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do this. About 5 o'clock Central Time. Go about an hour or so usually, and then we will fire up. And here we go. I think it's, let's go to the video. It's getting there. Oh, it's processing. So, well, I guess that's to move along. Questions, comments, final report from you guys. What have you guys got out there? Love to hear from you. Any stragglers, glad you're along. This is a show, a labor of love. We like to just kind of chat amongst yourselves. Yes, it was funny. You did curse. And it's actually a pretty good place. We've got our booze set up, and it's set up. it's high enough off the ground. You have to reach, but she was reaching for it kind of at an angle and just knocked that bottle skinny and went. And I saw it coming down, and boom! It was just like the gun went off, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. But I don't know if it's going to be able to be processed in time or not. But yeah. It was a bottle that had seen it served its purpose, and it was a very big part of our show back on. Gosh, what was that date too? Let me see if it even shows you the date if we go off the air. That would have been that was April 3rd. So we were probably in our second or third show. We began on the 27th. Well, it's the first show we had. Let me just tell you, first show we had was on the. Because we started this thing pretty much right. We went to lockdown, so it would have been the first one I've got archived is we started on the 30th of March, which I guess that would have been the week was 30th of March. It would have been, gosh, is that long? 30th of March was a Monday, so we must have gone. So that Monday, and it would have been that'd have been the Friday show. That'd have been our third show. The Friday, it'd have been a third Friday show when the lovely and talented GM destroyed the tequila bottle in front of the whole world. So yeah, it was good stuff. But we got one more shot here and see what's going to pop up for us. Actually, you know what? It may pop up for us. Let's give it a shot here. Yeah, it is. Give me just a moment here. Let me load it into the system. There we go. And let's load it in there. Here's our link. Okay, it's going to load in for a second, and we'll get some of this. This was the tequila mishap from Friday, April 3rd. Here it is. I'll put it in the system here. I'm going to load it in there. What I love about being in Western Australia, Kevin, is that when Perth plays, there's the wife. I don't know what she's doing. What are you doing? Well, why didn't you do that like before we started?
Because it's live.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you a story we had to do in a few minutes. But she's digging into her bag of tricks. Actually, I had the bar cam going. And that may be why you didn't hear, but the bar cam, does it come up? See the bar. You need to get over to the bar.
I am going to get over to the bar.
Can I move for you? Is that what I need to do?
No.
What do you want me to do it for you?
No, I'm going to do it for you.
Can you reach it?
I'm going to figure it out.
Well, can I help you? Okay, well, we had to move the set. Okay, so we were outside the other day. That I don't like to shoot this in my office, although I probably should have. We would have had audio problems, but that'd have been much better. Yeah. Let me see if I can hold on. Let me see if I can do it. Well, sorry. Why did you say that on live TV?
Sorry. Because that deserves it.
My goodness. Well,
It's all right. I'll get it.
There you go. That was the boom. There it goes. that was it, folks. Right there. There you go. There's that. That was the fine work of GM as she destroyed the bottle of tequila. And it plays on, but I thought that would give you guys a little frothy pick me up right there. Thanks for joining me here in Virtual Happy Hour. Glad you were along. Got a little tequila cam there. Rita cam. Great readers. Great time. Have a great weekend. Much love. I'm hugging every one of you guys. Love all y'all very much. Miss everybody worldwide. Have a great weekend. As we keep saying, let's be kinder, gentler. Let's show some empathy, show some love. Let's be better when we come out of this thing that we went into it. How about it, okay? Let's be better human beings and just show more love. And let's have a great weekend. See you guys on Monday, 5 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Have a great weekend, everybody. Let's roll that close, the part we hate the most. We'll do it anyway. Here we go. Here goes the close. We'll see you guys on Monday. Good night, everybody.